I still don't fucking understand intentional grounding. Like, bro, they say you lose it down, but they're not losing it down. Like, I don't know. Like, like that shit's weird, but like, keep going.
Yeah, no, I think intentional grounding is you know it when you see it, it, man. I don't think anyone really fucking knows.
Yeah, I know. They put the lines up, the tackle box. Look
outside
at
of
the tackle box.
Yeah, it got tipped. Oh, there's actually a receiver in the area, even though he's 15 yards away. Butter King is back, bitches. I'm back. I'm stateside, facts. Welcome back. Beau Allen, 7-year NFL vet out of Wisconsin. People call me the Butter King.
And I'm Nate Collins, a.k.a. Dr. Facts, 4 years NFL vet out of Virginia. Wahoo-wah.
Wahoo-wah. Feels good to be back stateside, Dr. Facts. I was jaunting all around New Zealand and Australia, and now here I am back in Tampa on this illustrious show with you and William Fauché, and I'm very happy about it.
Does it feel good to be back?
Feels good to be back, man. It took me a little bit to adjust, but I got to tell you, I'm torqued to be back. I'm torqued to be sleeping in my own bed and recording another great podcast with you.
How long was that trip? 2 weeks?
It was like 2 weeks, yeah. So I was in New Zealand, kind of jaunting around. I went to like 5 different cities, I think, in New Zealand in 10 days. And then 2 days of travel over to Australia. And we were in Sydney, like Bondi Beach area in Sydney, which is fucking sick, for like 2.5, 3 days. So it's a good time. And then just a quick 14-hour flight out of Sydney to LA. Another quick 5.5-hour flight from LA to Tampa. And here I am, baby.
Wow. Is that the longest trip you ever been on?
Yeah, dude. I mean, it was so far away. It's interesting because like you're literally on the opposite side of the world, you know, when you're in New Zealand and Australia, but it's, you know, people speak English. It's kind of similar to the US. So, I mean, that was interesting. It was a dope trip, but that was like the longest series of flights I've ever been on. I had a great trip though, man. A lot of fun things I can't wait to tell you about. You know, like we went and did like Lord of the Rings, big Lord of the Rings guy. Oh, and we went to Hobbiton, which you've seen Lord of the Rings, right, Facts?
Yeah.
Oh my
God. Let's just say that I did.
Let's consider this a cultural education segment. Okay, the Hobbits, big part of Lord of the Rings. Frodo Baggins, he destroys the One Ring to defeat all of evil in Middle Earth. Kind of a big deal. Look it up. Anyway, the Hobbits all come from this like beautiful scenic area called Hobbiton, or the Shire. Specifically, and Frodo Baggins lives in Bag End, which is in the Shire, with Bilbo Baggins. Went to the Shire, checked out all the Hobbit holes, like beautiful scenic area. They have all these different shooting locations from the Lord of the Rings, and then also like the Hobbit movies. Not as good of a trilogy, but we can get into that later. Facts.
I've seen Harry Potter.
Bruh. We're talking about Lord of the Rings. Different thing. Don't even watch the director's cuts. Anyway. The Shire, it was really cool to check that out. So that was fucking awesome. And then like from there we were in Taronga, which is on the North Island in New Zealand, and they have a sick, like this awesome mountain that overlooks this beautiful beach. So we went on a big hike in Taronga, and then we had a beach day. I got fucking burnt to a crisp. The UV over there is quite potent.
You didn't reapply enough?
Oh, I was applying, but not enough, brother. Not enough. And then we had like 2 awesome winery days. We went to these bougie ass wineries.
I seen that. I seen a lot of wine pictures. How drunk off of wine did you get?
Well, one day we drank 10 bottles amongst 4 people. So you do the math on that. That was a pretty electric day. But the first one we went to this, really, it's like a top 100 winery in the world. For whatever reason, like New Zealand is like volcanic ash or whatever. The guy was explaining it to us over like 9 flights of wine and like teaching us about wine, but we just slowly got more and more drunk. So like it didn't really stick. But anyway, it's like really good wine country because of this like volcanic, I don't know, like bedrock or whatever. But we did this 9-glass kind of like wine tasting educational
flight
deal. Yeah. I mean, there were some pretty heavy pours, and then like had one of the best charcuterie boards I've ever had in my life.
Oh, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
That charcuterie board looked pretty
too easy, bro.
How was the cheese?
Unreal. It was so good, bro. And then we like got on these e-bikes and we went around like e-biking through this wine country. It was like kind of these rolling hills with all these different grapevines and stuff over to like 2 or 3 other wineries. And that was fucking sweet, man.
Were you a giant to those people out there? Or were there like some big like
there were some like big rugby looking motherfuckers, but not I don't know. Like I honestly feel like I fit in. A lot of dudes have mustaches. It's kind of tight. Yeah. So that was kind of what we did, but I don't know. Like I said, I was with my sister, her boyfriend, and one of my buddies, and we had this good little crew, and we had a really, really good time, man. So learned a lot of sweet little lingo from the New Zealanders and the Strayas.
What was the best food?
So there's a lot of lamb over there, which is really good, like really good lamb dishes. But that, dude, I'm telling you, that charcuterie board was so fucking good, man. Love that. I'm gonna be thinking about that for a while, dude. You know, I'm from Wisconsin. Like cheese platter, charcuterie boards, like I've had a lot of that shit in my life, and that's one that's gonna keep me up at night. Really good trip. I've been fucking jet lagged all week. So then I got home. I got back to Tampa like Monday night. Like, dude, I flew out from Sydney Monday afternoon at like 2 p.m. and got into Tampa Monday evening at like 7 p.m. I don't know how that shit worked, but it was like the longest series of flight in my life. I like traveled back in time, dude. It was fucking incredible. Then had like 4 days in Tampa, straight into Gasparilla weekend in Tampa, which is like a big, giant pirate shit fest. So finally starting to feel a little bit baseline, Dr. Facts. I'm back to normal, not feeling ridiculous. So
you better get your bearings under, because what I'm talked about is Facts and the King. We're going to Vegas next week for Super Bowl Media Week.
Fuck yeah, baby. I'm not quite ready. I'm not ready, bro. I'm not ready.
Bro, you have to be ready. You fucking left early last year for a fucking wedding.
Yeah.
I don't know, but you missed one of the best parties ever. Ever.
The Drake party. I know, we get it, bro. I've been hearing about this shit every week from you, man.
Bro,
I'm not a Drake guy, so it's okay.
I'm torqued because we got a little bit more details of what's going down that week for the Super Bowl, that week being next week. And the one thing that I'm really amped about is, bro, we're staying at the Wynn. Bro, I've only been to Vegas a few times. I've walked in and out of different hotels, but there's something about the Wynn that is just different. But on top of it, I can already vouch for their buffet.
I fucking knew you were going to talk about the buffet, dude.
Bro,
I knew exactly where you were going.
I am so excited that I can wake up, maybe get a workout. I've been working out consistently.
Hey, I'll get a workout. Let's get a Facts and the King workout.
I've been working out consistently lately. Hit like a nice elliptical, and then I can go downstairs and fucking just pig out at this buffet for maybe 3 to 4 days in a row. I'm so juiced.
Hey, we got to weigh you in and weigh you out in Vegas. Like a fight, like a UFC fight. And that's one of the things I was talked about. Regular Facts and the King guest, Cam Brate and I, we've been writing workout programs for this gym we go to, Suka. Shout out Suka. Anyway, we just wrote one called Fucked Up February. Why don't we hit some Fucked Up February workouts when we're in Vegas, Facts? It'll be great content, bro. Come on, it'll be great.
Bro.
We're going to love it.
My thing is, I get on the elliptical for like 45 minutes to an hour, get a nice sweat, and then I do a few machines, upper body, lower body machines, and I'm out.
Machines? Elliptical? Bro, you're like a cardio bunny. You're like someone's hot mom at the gym, man. You're on that mom workout.
And then also it helps me, like I can watch games over, and I can watch replays, and I can do social media stuff while I'm on the elliptical. So I killed 2 birds with 1 stone. And speaking of games, did you watch any games while you were away?
Bro, so 2 of my teams were playing while I was gone.
Yeah.
The Eagles came down to play the Bucks in Tampa. I was trying so hard to catch that game. It was stupid. I was so far away. I was on the other side of the world. So like the games were on like it was like Monday morning at like 8 a.m. And I'm trying and like American football is not a thing there, you know? So I'm like trying to find these bars to watch the game. Long story short, I got on like Stream East on my phone and had to watch the games like on my phone, like just
pirate.
The
You're
shittiest
a pirate.
quality. Yeah, the shittiest quality of all time. So I caught a lot of the Eagles Bucks game. I was actually at a winery for that one. So just like that was when we were like 10 bottles deep. So saw a lot of that game, but I did not get to watch nearly as much football as I wanted. And then that's the fucking funny thing. I was so excited to watch football championship Sunday. I was like, I'm finally back in the States. This is going to be awesome. Like I had all my little snacks. I had my laptop, my computer. Daddy was tired. I fell asleep at 6:30 p.m. on Sunday. I woke up at 6 a.m. Monday morning.
Yo, jet lag is a motherfucker. Like when jet lag hits, it's always funny because it's a weird thing. You might get home and you might feel like so energized. It might give you like 12 hours. You're like, oh, I feel great. I'm cool. And then all of a sudden it's like,
bro, I was fucked up all week just trying to get back on schedule. Finally back to baseline. Headed to Vegas, just gonna fuck my shit right up again. But anyway, let's talk about these games, Facts.
Bro.
These are pretty good games from Sunday. What do you got for me?
Yo, crazy game. 49ers versus the Lions was probably the game of the weekend. The fact that the Lions gave up a 24-7 lead to lose 34-31. It was a crazy game. They had the 49ers on the ropes. And for 49er haters and people who don't like their swag and how they kind of carry themselves, they come out with the boom box. Debo's talking shit all
Trent
the time.
Williams.
Yo, Trent Williams, all of them. And it's kind of like they have that we're going to come out and punch you in the mouth like mentality. And it was a game where the Lions came out and they gave them a taste of their own medicine. Punched them in the mouth early. It looked crazy going into halftime, like the momentum, everything. But the Lions, the coaching, the going for it on fourth down sometimes.
CJ Gardner-Johnson was waving goodbye to 49ers fans at halftime when they're up like that.
Bro, I love
shit turned around and got spooky really fast for him.
The saga between him and Debo since the beginning of the season is hilarious. And then with that picture of him waving, Debo reposted it after the game and was like, someone go check on little bruh. And I think that's so funny. It's so funny, but it's one of those things you definitely can't get cocky in the middle of a game. You can't get cocky that early, maybe fourth quarter, but it's just one of those things. I believe there are football gods and I believe certain things happen like for different reasons at different times. Luck's involved, chance involved, bad refereeing's involved, but this game, going for it on fourth down when you fucking should kick it, like that's one of those things that it just sucks. Like he said in the post interview, this might be their only time they make it. Like for people who don't play in the NFL or for people who play in the NFL, you know how hard it is for you to be on a team to go to a Super Bowl. It like as much as easy as it might look to you as the fan, like, oh, this team was great. We knew they were going to go to the Super Bowl. It doesn't matter. Like as much as you want to say that, it is so hard to make it to the Super Bowl game as a franchise. And he knows like Detroit is a place historically they haven't been there in a long time. And it was kind of sad to see them lose that way.
I know, dude. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of pulling for Dan Campbell and the Lions. I love Dan Campbell.
I think everyone was.
He wears his heart on his sleeve. He's a player's coach. Like, you know, he's not afraid to, you know, show some personality and make some gutsy calls and go for it on fourth down when he probably shouldn't, especially in hindsight. All I know is, dude, the NFL scriptwriters could not have Lions fans and Ravens fans in Vegas in February during Black History Month for the Super Bowl. It's just too much chaos, bro. They can't have that. Scriptwriters are trying to ride the Taylor Swift money wagon. Bruh. You know what I mean? They can't do Baltimore and Lions in Vegas. It just doesn't work out.
It's going to be all the hood dudes and rappers rolling dice in Vegas. It was going to be crazy. But now we have E40 and Taylor Swift. We got the E40 fans, San Fran. I'm sure Vegas is going to be lit. I'm glad that we're going to be down there. And San Fran, I'm sure they're going to have a plethora of fans down in Vegas. So it's going to be cool just to see both fan bases. But the Lions, man, to see the Lions have Eminem, who like when I was growing up was one of my favorite rappers, my first favorite rappers, like to see, knowing how reserved he is and how he doesn't want to be in the light and everything, to see him root for the Lions, for his home team is like, I think that this whole thing, side story, was pretty dope. And seeing him giving fans the bird and seeing him in the box, like really engaged in the game, I don't know if they had a camera on him the whole time. Maybe he does some behind the scenes, but I would really want to see his reactions, the progression of that game.
I know. I'm watching him flip these fans off, bro. It's fucking amazing. He's a little more compelling than T Swift in the box. What do you think?
Yeah. Did you see also Lions fans at halftime getting cocky, bro, buying flights to Vegas for the Super Bowl?
Tough.
Bro, like, if you buy a flight that was non-refundable, do you just say fuck it and go to Vegas for a few days, or like, what do you
Try
do?
to gamble that flight back, just win it back at the craps table or something,
Or just watch the game, like, yo, even if your team's not going to be in it,
No,
go watch
you
the
can't
game
do
at a nice
that.
hotel or something like that. Nah,
you can't do that. I don't think so.
why not?
I don't know.
If it's not refundable, because like I know some people, you know, do you always click the little $17?
Zero. Never ever have I
See?
once done that, bro. I will never do it either. Fuck that.
My point exactly. So
You got to eat the cost, bro. If you're that cocky and you lose, like you just got to eat the cost. Like your ass is not gonna go to Vegas to watch two other teams fucking play in the big game when your dumb ass bought a flight at halftime because you're feeling yourself.
So you don't buy the trip production.
Never ever. I never will, bro. Can't do it.
And then have you ever not bought the trip protection and something happened and you got fucked over?
Yeah. And that's what my dumb ass gets, dude. And I didn't learn from that, and I never will. I'm not fucking wasting my money on that. All right. Facts. Let's talk about the Chiefs over the Ravens in the AFC Championship game. You were talking about this earlier. Like, I don't know what it is, if it's just the playoffs, if it's social media, if it's the media surrounding all these huge games, but people are definitely getting fucking chippy on like Twitter and shit like that. Like you were talking about who is it that was dogging out CJ Gardner-Johnson after the game? It's kind of the same thing. Like I was watching this clip of my boy Donovan Smith. I played with him in Tampa, and he's on Instagram Live in the locker room after the game showing Roquan Smith in his press conference saying, look at this sad ass. He's sad, fucking sad, talking all that shit. And dude, I don't know what it was about the Chiefs, but they did not like Roquan Smith. And then before the game, Travis, Kelce, and Mahomes throwing Justin Tucker's little kicking setup out of the way, like all the drama there. What'd you think of that? I loved it. I thought it was like the WWE, man.
I think everything, the memes around it are funny, but I think it's good gamesmanship. I do feel like the kickers, it's a weird thing, like being out there before a game. The kickers kind of have free range to do what the fuck like they want. Right. And it's like one of those things as a player, the last thing you want to happen to you is for you to get hit in the face with a fucking kick before the game. And that's the possibility. And that's the chances that happen, like when you're doing warm-ups and things are like people are
there's
kicking.
punts flying in.
Yeah, like there's a bunch of stuff.
As an NFL player, bro, you kind of just ignore kickers. You know what I mean? Whether it's your own kickers or punters, or it's like you're getting warm before the game. Like there's balls flying, the kicker's already out there, and you don't even see it, man. It's like wallpaper. But Justin Tucker was set up right at the goal line here, and Mahomes is trying to take, do his little pregame routine, like throwing some passes and shit, and he kicks the stand away, and then Kelce comes over, Travis, and he's shit.
No, but he moves it. But I like Justin Tucker. Justin Tucker set that shit back up where it was, and then Kelce got pissed off and was just like, yo, my quarterback moved this shit for a reason, bro. So move this shit out the way so my quarterback can get ready. You're a kicker. Know your place.
Justin Tucker's a good kicker, though. He's probably one of the few kickers that has enough clout to kind of make a little bit of a scene like that pre-game. But I love all that kind of drama, man.
You know what I like? I like the outcry. Like people who watch football, like our fans are fickle. We have fickle fans. They're like, they just are sometimes overboard with the way they react to certain things. But that entail like
passionate. People call that passion, facts.
Yeah, I guess, but maybe it's passion, maybe it's not. It didn't matter because the Ravens, I think, blew this game. They end up losing by a touchdown. And Mahomes is a guy that I'm learning. I don't seriously bet, but I'm learning very early in the betting game that you probably should not bet against Patrick Mahomes.
Bro, he's one win away from passing Peyton Manning's playoff wins record, and he's doing it with 10 fewer games. Like, this fucker is good. Like, you can't say what you want about him. He's fucking good, man.
I seen a stat. I think he's like 4th or 5th, like all time in playoff touchdowns in NFL history. In NFL history. And I think if he were to throw 5 touchdowns in the Super Bowl, maybe he ties, I think Aaron Rodgers is number 2 behind Peyton. Peyton's like 90s or something like that. And I think he's about to be at they're like in the 40s or something. But just that alone, it's exciting that we're going to see him for years to come. Like he's a guy that I'm excited, and I don't think it will get old for me if this is the norm. Like, if we're going to see Patrick Mahomes late in the playoffs every single NFL year from here on out, I think I'm okay with it. I think he plays the game the way it should be played. And he makes players like their team this whole year, like dropping passes, not playing like up to their capabilities. And him as a quarterback, he never flinched. He never showed like he was like upset at his guys, whatever like that. And his guys right now, they're coming through. Travis Kelce looking like vintage Travis Kelce, like letting everyone know, y'all forgot who I am. Going out there having a huge monster game. And it's one of those things for me. I think big time players make big time plays in big time situations. And the Chiefs, they're a team that they're showing that at many levels right now. Not to take away from the Ravens, but they just looked weird. Like, I don't want to I love Lamar. I love like how good he is, and I think he had an MVP season. But the second half of that game, it just looked they had a lot of different plays. The fumble on the goal line, the Zay Flowers penalty, like all that stuff hurt, but it just didn't look like at any point they were really trying to grasp that game and win it.
Dude, the Chiefs are good, man. Like, they know how to win in the playoffs. Obviously, they've been in the Super Bowl for the last 5 years or whatever it is. And I mean, you're talking about how you like watching Pat Mahomes, man. I do too. I like Patrick Mahomes. He's a fucking good quarterback, and we're not the only ones, man. The Chiefs and the Ravens game averaged 55.47 million viewers on CBS, which is the most watched AFC Championship game ever.
Gotta love it.
Like, it's a fucking huge draw. And I think part of that might be, because of your girl Taylor Swift. I know you're a big Swiftie, Dr. Fax. They made a lot of cuts to her in the box there, but that's a big part of it. But I mean, the Chiefs, I don't think they're a scary playoff team. I don't think anyone necessarily counted them out of the playoffs, even during the course of the season, that when they didn't necessarily look like they were playing their best football. You know what I mean? Like, they're a good fucking team, and they showed that. And that's why they're going to play in the Super Bowl again.
I
want to hear what you have to say about Taylor Swift, because I saw this crazy fucking stat that this Apex marketing group, they did some sort of, research, some data entry and shit. And they saw that Taylor has generated the equivalent brand value of $331.5 million for the Chiefs and the NFL. And that's print, digital, radio, TV highlights, social media, everything.
As mad as you got at me, bro, I seen the play a long time ago. I'm a marketing guy. I said it from the jump. But look, you know what happens sometimes with marketed couples? They end up working, just like arranged marriages. Sometimes
Fax is flipping the script all of a sudden. Oh, you called this all the way. We got to go back to the tape and see what you were really thinking.
I think both parties mutually, like I said, this whole thing ran its course, and it ran up the podcast. It ran up her concert sales.
She doesn't need any help running up her concert sales.
No, she doesn't, but she's getting a different demographic of people, whether it's love or hate. It's attention, bro.
Everybody loves her.
Bro. There's grown men talking about they're never watching NFL football because of Taylor Swift. For them to even think to do that is crazy. So she's getting other attention, whether it's good or positive.
She doesn't want the attention, man. She was on TV in the box telling CBS cameras, please go away. Please go away. She just wants to support her man, bro.
Bro, if she didn't want attention, you sit in the back of the box, bro. You can sit somewhere where the cameras can't see you.
She's got to bring Jason Kelce in to chug some beers and take his shirt off and really get the attention off of her.
Bro, if you're going to do it, do it. And I think the script ending is Kansas City wins. Travis gets another ring. He proposes on the confetti down there
for Trav.
Yep. And then he tells everyone in the press conference, I'm retiring with my brother. And they both get inducted into the Hall of Fame the same year. It'll be lit. He has the chance to really wrap all this up. All in one NFL season, bro. All in one NFL season.
Interesting. Good ideas, Dr. Fax. We'll see how that we'll bookmark this video and see if your little dreams come true.
Got to win the game, though.
Yeah, I mean, the game, that's the most important thing. Well, let's talk about this, man. We got to talk about this video because it was really fucking funny. A British guy thinks that he's solving all of the NFL's problems because he watched the football on Championship Sunday. I kind of went into this TikTok video
skeptical.
I was ready to shit all over this guy because I was like, British people, they just don't fucking get it. Like, he doesn't understand what football's all about. But he made some really, really good fucking points.
Great.
I want to shout him out,
bro.
Quick. Rufus Rice Extra on TikTok. I'm not a huge TikTok guy. First things first, this guy looks like a British William Fauché. Can we fucking cut that up? Because this
Bro,
dude
he doesn't
looks
look anything like me.
He looks
Yeah,
exactly like.
He doesn't look anything like
I
British.
think you're, yo, if you say that, you're dipping into the stereotype that all white guys look alike, bro.
Thank you,
All
facts.
You are doing that a
This dude
little
looks
bit.
just like Foch. I'm telling
Foch,
you. Let me get a
Foch,
social of that.
I'm gonna throw, as much as I
Cut 'em up
love
side by
piling
side.
on you, Foch, I'm gonna throw you some bail here. I do not think this guy looks like you.
But so his basic points were kickoffs don't make any sense because it's a touchback every time.
Very, very, very true. Very
Kind of
true.
I mean, the NFL has been slowly moving away from kickoffs. It's a pretty dangerous play, whatever. I don't know. Like, they don't have the wedge anymore. It's not that exciting to me. Then he was talking about penalties and how they favor the offense. We're defensive guys, facts. My guy was cooking with that one. That's a great point.
He was really cooking with that. And
Yeah.
and a quick note on that. I still don't fucking understand intentional grounding. Like, bro, they say you lose it down, but they're not losing it down. Like, I don't know. Like, that shit's weird, but like, keep going.
Yeah, no, I think intentional grounding is you know it when you see it, man. I don't think anyone really fucking knows.
Yeah, I
it.
know. They put the lines up, the tackle box. Look
he's
at
outside
the
of the
tackle box.
Yeah. It got tipped. Oh, there's actually a receiver in the area, even though he's 15 yards away. Then the other one he was talking about was automatic spotting.
And that would help. And that's true. And what we're talking about now, that will solve all that. Hey, where was the ball at?
Yeah.
Like, check the little sensor.
They got
in
a million
the football.
sensors in the pads tracking your top speed and shit mid game. They got two old crusty bastards, the chain gang, running out there every fucking week. Like,
Bro, as advanced as the NFL is, bro, we rely on the pylon.
actually, though, like, I like
The
shitting on the
pylon is
chain
lit.
gang. The chain gang is so unnecessary, but it's so great too.
No,
Like,
it's not.
it's
Don't get me
fucking-
started. Oh my God, bro. I hate, bro. I do not like the chain
funny.
gang.
On the
I think
sideline, bro, they're the kings of the sideline. You
No,
get their
they're
way
not.
on the
I think they're
sideline, and
the
they'll
most
get the fuck out of the way. This game is about us.
As much as they tell people to get out the way, I think they're the most oblivious people ever. Bro, if you watch NFL games and watch how many
get lit
times
up.
they get trucked,
Yeah,
and
they
they're
get
like,
trucked.
and it's
dope.
And bro,
They
I
think
don't
they're so
like,
tough too.
No, bro. Even
We need
when
room.
you're,
We need room on the sidelines. Get behind the yellow line. Get the fuck back. And then they're getting absolutely smoked once a game.
I feel like in Pop Warner, when they teach the people holding the chain game, it's like if the ball ever gets to the hash mark or even close to the sideline, just drop the chains and back up. And I think that they have grown people doing that job. And if you watch a football game, watch how many times you see those people not drop the sticks or they get trucked. And I'm always like,
bro,
yo,
they're
get
80
the
years
hell out
old.
the way.
They're not paying attention. They don't fucking know how to play football. They think they're the most important thing in the field.
That's not player safety.
Okay, one final point from my guy Rufus Rice Extra that I was fucking dying at. He goes, commentators are waffles. I've never heard this fucking diss before. Calling somebody a waffle, that's amazing, bro. We need to bring that. Like, waffle of the week or something. Like, come on. And I agree, bro. Commentators are fucking waffles. Like, how many times do I have to hear, well, here's a guy. Like, fucking goddamn. Anyway.
Okay, moving on. Oh, let's talk about this waffle.
Yeah, this fucking waffle of the week.
Kayshawn Boutte. Kayshawn Boutte arrested
Hilarious.
on sports betting charges.
Yeah.
Bro is currently a New England Patriot, and he recently got picked up and arrested from putting in nearly 9,000 bets illegally when he was not of age in a couple of different states.
Hold on, before we move on, listen to these numbers. He bet $450,000 in 2022 and lost $65,000 that year. In 2023, he bet $186,000 and lost $16,000.
He was cooking, bro.
That's fucking so many bets, bro.
But
Think
here's
about how
the
many
thing.
parlays that is.
Is this because of NIL? Is it just because, like, bro, like, is it because I have this much extra money? But yo, or is this like a betting fairy tale story? Like, I start.
I don't
with
know if
10
this
bucks.
is a fairy tale
Like,
story, my
bro.
guy.
But
He
what
just
if
got arrested on felony
realistic-
charges.
Yeah, but that's at the end, bro. That's at the end. He's had his fun. It's like
that's
the
like
Johnny
calling Wolf of
Manziel
Wall
thing.
Street a fairy tale story. You know what I mean? Like, he got Wolf of Wall Street got fucked in the end.
He posted $600K bond. He's out already, so maybe he still got a little bit of that cash.
Yeah, shout
and
out
I'm
to
just
his
saying, like,
mom's credit card,
what if he
bro.
started out with $10 and worked that $10 to all that money? That's what I want to know.
I want to see an ESPN 30 for 30 on this.
Oh Oh, they're probably definitely should
Bro,
be.
they're pitching that shit right now. Okay, this is the funniest thing to me though. So he opened accounts under his mom's credit card, which is fucking hilarious. Like his mom definitely knew about this, right?
She probably didn't care.
Well, he used the username Kayshawn Boutte 7 for the account. Ridiculous. Yeah. Like this guy obviously knows his way around betting and knows how to gamble based solely on the fact that he was betting 9,000 bets, bro. Insane. And then he won so much goddamn money, but he's too stupid to use a different fucking account name. And then they found out he opened another account under the name Kayla Fortenberry with his mother's credit card using the name Kayshawn Boutte 01.
Jesus Christ.
So he had at least 7 accounts, probably, like Kayshawn Boutte 01, Kayshawn Boutte 02. You know what I mean? And this motherfucker, I mean, dude, can we just give him a shout out though? Because like he's a pretty good gambler, man.
No, that's what I'm saying. And that's why I said maybe this is like a story like later on. Now he has his own story to tell, a 30 for 30 or some type of short film. But I just wonder how this is going to affect his NFL career, because this is something that, like, unfortunately, like, he's kind of like the poster boy for it now because it's so big time. But in all reality, like, we're about to see this. We're about to see probably like a trickle down of this happening, because underage kids in college bet. Like, whether you think there's something wrong with it or not.
And now they have NIL money and shit, bro.
But also, too, when you're someone like him, when FanDuel's going through the books, he's winning. He's winning. So, of course, they're going to look into it. So, like, if you're a young guy and you're underage and you're winning on winning illegally, best believe you're probably going to have to give that money back at some point. Because this is what I think this is. I think, like, realistically, you think if he lost $500,000, they want to get him in trouble? No.
He's too successful, bro. The funny thing, though, is he bet on the LSU-FSU game that he would score 1 touchdown and then another one that he would go over 82.5 yards, both part of an 8-leg parlay. Like, fuck it, dude. Go big or go home. He only logged 20 yards and got 0 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's
when betting on yourself goes wrong. But, dude, I had to look up his contract information from the Patriots. Also, important to note, the Patriots did not comment on this situation. Shocking. But his signing bonus for New England as a 6th-round pick was $187,000. So
he had that in the FanDuel account already.
Kind of interested to see what he can do with $190,000 on these betting apps, but
probably using it on lawyers.
Yeah, he had to fucking post that $600,000 bond. Anyway, facts. Kind of a dead period for college football, as we know. So we took a little trip down memory lane here. We, just for everyone out there who's not aware, once the college football season ends, guys who are transitioning into the NFL, they kind of have the opportunity to play in these all-star games. Fax and I, being grinding nose guards, interior defensive linemen that we are, we did not get invited to the Senior Bowl.
B-tier all-stars.
B-tier all-stars. Baby, fuck yeah. But thankfully, we both had excellent performances at the East-West Shrine game. Facts, yours was in what, 2010? Why don't you tell us a little bit about your experience there?
Yeah, 2010 East-West Shrine game. What an experience it was. I get down to Florida, and lo and behold, my roommate for the week at the East-West Shrine game is no other than Greg Hardy.
Whoa. Great guy. Probably a great roommate, huh?
You want to talk about, like, what an experience. First day, Greg Hardy tells me he's a rapper, and he's like, yo, I want to play you a song. And he puts a song on, and he proceeds to go in the bathroom and get in the shower. And the first song that he plays is titled "I'm Suicidal."
Oh God!
Yo, and I
in
just,
the shower a little long. You're knocking on the door like, "Yo, bro, you good? You all right in there?"
This is someone I met, bro, like 2 hours earlier, and I didn't know what to think of it, and I literally like left the room before he got out the shower, and he can ask me what you think of the song or anything like that. I just left, but I remember that week because, for one, when I got to the East-West Shrine game, I already knew I was an undersized D tackle, but being around like the best players in the country from different colleges and like all being in one meeting room, I really realized how small I was for like a nose guard. Being 6'2", I was about 295, whatever it may be, and just this remembering the first day of practice because
just so you know, facts, I weighed in at 6. I was 6'3", 334 for the Shrine game.
Damn, lit. Yeah, I was 6'2", probably 2, like high 80s or like low 90s. But I remember this, bro. Everyone knows that at these All-Star games, the most important thing are the practices. And for O-line, D-line, realistically, the one-on-ones are a huge like impact in draft status and whatever it may be. When we did this one-on-one drill, bro, you want to talk about disrespect? I remember when I stood up at nose guard to go for my rep, bro, there were O-linemen fighting each other to go against me because they thought it was gonna be an easy win. And I remember one of the people who stepped up to go against me was Jim Cordell. Shout out to Jim because we ended up being teammates on the Giants. He was Ohio State's center, and everyone knew about him, and a lot of the scouts were there to see him play. And our first one-on-one, I bull rushed him like basically into the ground.
Hell
like,
yeah, boy.
Right? And I just remember just being so juiced and like feeling so good about that. But I also had like an amazing week that week after being upset that like I didn't get invited to the combine yet. But just feeling some type of way about that. It felt good to go out there and perform. Shout out to Romeo Cromell.
It's fun to meet guys, you know, at like all-star games like that and then kind of like follow their careers a little bit, or like you fuck around with dudes, hang out at the hotel. It's almost like a bowl game, you know, but you meet so many different guys that you've like seen on film or played against them, and then you kind of get to know the person behind the face mask. The Reese's Senior Bowl is Saturday at 1 o'clock. And kind of an interesting one this year, facts, because actually like have some pretty big quarterbacks coming out. Bo Nix and Michael Penix Jr. will both be there. Usually a lot of these quarterbacks will sit out of these all-star games because they kind of just want to control, you know, everything and like throw to their own receivers and pro day and shit like that. So might actually be an interesting game to watch, but hopefully we'll see some cool clips of D linemen, O linemen doing one-on-ones and shit like that come out this week. So shout out to everyone that's grinding at these games, especially the Shrine game. Fuck all you guys at the Senior Bowl.
I'm juiced, and I'm proud that you're helping out some of our younger emerging NFL guys, and yeah. I know they're in good hands, and I think that'll be a cool journey for you, seeing some of these guys move on to the next level and potentially end up in some games like this down the road.
For sure, yeah. I got a guy right now who I'm kind of doing some X's and O's with in Minnesota who's having a great week. Kayshawn Boutte. At the East West Shrine game, I retweeted a clip of his where he bore the shit out of a guy, hit him with like a push-pull, kind of threw the O-lineman on his face. So exciting stuff. Anyway, facts. Why don't we move on to some fast facts? You ready? Nate's going to lead us through some viral segments, quick hitters. We'll see if we can go as fast as possible.
Yeah, let's go. Fast facts. This week on Fast Fact, we have BYU fans with T-shirts reading "Horns Down" were asked to remove them during the timeout of the basketball game. What is going on with college sports and them being so soft?
Hey, Texas is not ready for the fucking SEC, bro. If they're getting this butthurt about horns down at a basketball fan. Also, BYU fans, they got to be like the tamest fans in the fucking NCAA, man. Get a grip.
That's the craziest thing like ever. I couldn't imagine that someone telling me like to take off a Virginia Tech suck shirt at a game.
Yeah, right. You're just gonna be shirtless in the fucking student section. What?
Right. Here we go. Next up, we have Giannis Antetokounmpo scanning the QR code on the bench during the game for free wings after opponent misses 2 free throws in the fourth quarter. How do you feel about this?
I fucking love that shit. Get him a fucking plate of wings, man. He deserves it.
Yo, Giannis is the best. He's hilarious. Next up, number 1 MLB prospect, Jackson Holiday's apartment is a sports guy's dream house. Did you see this young kid's house?
Bro, it's like they got a pickleball court, they got batting cages, they got a full wiffle ball field. Imagine the parties that this kid's throwing, bro. It's sick.
Would you ever miss a party if you went to high school with this kid?
Fuck no, dude. I'd be there early. I'd be the first one in the door.
You'd be the first one in the door regardless.
Yeah, I'm trying to play pickleball. This guy's probably a fucking beast at pickleball. Let's see what you got, fam.
Next up, Spurs mascot caught a bat on the court with Manu Ginobili in attendance. Do you know the backstory about this?
No, hit me.
Okay. Manu Ginobili one time famously in the game, San Antonio, I guess they have bats in their arena. A bat was loose and he smacked and grabbed the bat with his hand during the game. And he was there watching the game and a bat happened to get loose, and the mascot caught it with a net. I don't know if it was a marketing stunt or not, and they did it on
bro.
purpose.
You can't just release a live bat. That's fucking
bro.
hilarious.
But here's
That'd be
the
some
thing:
semi-pro shit.
the mascot had on a bat outfit. So was it coincidence or not? That's my thing.
Interesting.
Next up, your favorite family, the Sanders family, Shiloh, Shador, and Deion Sanders Jr. buys their dad, Coach Prime, a mansion in Colorado.
Yeah, I'm sus on this, bro. I'm gonna have to look up the real estate listing, see who the actual names are, see who, what's the mortgage under for this one. This sounds like a PR stunt to me. Okay, they're not buying a fucking mansion.
That's hate. That's hate.
Thumbs up.
Next up, TCU volleyball middle blocker tries out for the basketball team after the team had to cancel 2 games due to not having enough people on the roster to play. How do you feel about this?
They need to make a story on this chick because I was reading about this. Sarah Sylvester
Yep.
she tried out for the basketball team because they couldn't field the team. They had to forfeit 2 games. 6 of 14 players were healthy. She's the first TCU student athlete in the Big 12 era to play basketball and volleyball. Beast. Dog.
Next up, Neurolink. The first real person is said to have the Neurolink installed into their brain. How do you feel about this?
I don't feel good about it, Dr. Fax. And let me tell you why. This shit is fucking scary, okay? I got a fucking chip with Elon Musk. He has direct access to it in my fucking brain. This is what's so fucked up to me is all these people are like, during the pandemic, talking about how it's a microchip and all these conspiracy theories, which I personally don't subscribe to. Maybe our listeners do. If so, great for you. Anyway, and now there are literal microchips being implanted in people's brains, and everyone's just okay with it. Like this is how the end of the world happens, bro.
Listen, why are we putting chip? I just don't know. I don't know about this. And then the first action of the chip, it says that telepathy will be the first thing it'll be able to do, where the person who has the chip will be able to control their phones and other close by electronics with their mind. And I just think this is potentially going to be something that, just like you're saying, we wish we never did before.
Bro, what if I could just hack into your chip? Like, what if I'm just some elite hacker, bro? I could just hack into your chip, explode your brain, like Kingsman.
Or even crazy, not explode your brain, fucking control your brain like that stupid ass Ratatouille movie. Moving on.
Bro, no, you can't say moving on. There will be 0 Ratatouille slander on this podcast, bro.
Bro,
that's a fucking film, bro. It's a film. It's a film.
Like, we will give people a little preview.
That's a film.
We will have a segment coming up soon, but there are a lot of children's movies that really need to be critiqued hard and looked at in a different
is
life.
Not one of them, bro. That's
I've never seen Ratatouille until I was 36 years old, about 2 weeks ago, and it's been on my mind ever since that this is a beloved movie.
It's a beloved movie.
Do you guys know how disgusting rats are?
Not
rats
Remy,
in the
bro.
kitchen?
Remy is clean, bro.
Bro, rats in the kitchen, and then they try to
He's
make
not a rat. He's a chef, man. Come on,
bro. He tries to clean the army of rats in the dishwasher, the industrial dishwasher. Bro, the industrial dishwasher doesn't even clean dishes. You think it's gonna clean rats? You had rats making your food?
Bro,
Jesus
he's not
Christ.
making the food, all right? He's just orchestrating the food being made.
No, you got to see the progression of the movie.
Oh, I've seen the movie
doing that
hundreds of times. It's a great fucking movie.
It's disgusting. Rats in the kitchen is disgusting. So, moving on from that. Last thing on Fast Fact this week, we have our boy, Antonio Brown, which I think is marketing for his new podcast, CTESPN. He goes on the internet and puts a picture of Ben Roethlisberger with the caption, "I miss this cracker." How do you feel about that?
Bro, I don't know how I feel about it. On one hand, it's really funny, and he's tweeting out these hilarious things that are borderline, I don't know, problematic, I guess you could say. So it's it's really funny. And then the other hand, it's worrying. Does this guy actually have severe CTE? Is this going to be me in a little bit? Am I going to fucking become this and tweet this kind of shit out eventually? What the fuck is going on here?
I hope and pray not, but I think about the same thing all the time. But I honestly feel like this is a marketing setup for him. And with him wanting to have a podcast or maybe have a podcast, he's probably looking at his 2 ex-quarterbacks who are great players and were probably really fond of him at one point.
Him and Tom had a falling out.
No. I think he had a falling out with all of them, but that's what I'm saying. He's probably seeing,
cuckoo, bro.
hey, he's probably seeing like, damn, if I wanted to start a podcast right now, I could have really probably got my shit started by being on these guys' shows, but I fucked that all up. So let me try to make this better some way, somehow.
I don't think Antonio Brown is thinking things through as well as you are right now.
Oh, no.
I think just out here waking up every day and being like, I miss Ben Roethlisberger. Those were the glory days. I miss his cracker.
Maybe for sure.
Tweet sent.
glory days for sure. And at the end of the day, don't fuck up relationships. Don't burn bridges that you eventually want to cross back over.
And don't shit on Ratatouille. That's an American institution.
Yeah, not my
That's
America.
a good way to burn a bridge with your favorite cracker, facts.
Not my America. I wonder how many people out there really love Ratatouille as a movie. It's
Everybody.
disgusting.
Look at that shit. Look at that fucking Rotten Tomato score, dude.
Oh my
Certified
God.
fresh. Just like Remy's cooking.
We'll see you guys next week. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Facts and the King every Wednesday, all social media platforms. Appreciate you guys.
It's good to be back.